You've demanded it. We've created it.
Welcome to Talking 12s with Jason and Jacob. We are here today to talk about the Week 2 matchup against the Los Angeles Rams. All right, to start off this Week 2 podcast, we're going to send you down with Brian, who was actually down in Los Angeles to witness the first game down in L.A.
All right, we're just hours away from the game. We're heading out here real soon to the Coliseum area, and I'm here with actually a real-life Rams fan who's actually escorting me to the game today. What's that like to be a Rams fan?
Well, I ain't gonna lie, it's good to be back home. This is where the Rams belong. Being a Rams fan over the past 20 years or so has been a lot like being a battered wife. I can't leave, but I'm pretty miserable all the time. Sundays suck, but hopefully we can turn it around today by beating them Seahawks.
Yeah, I don't think so. All right, we're here doing a little more for the podcast. We just had a little Seahawks chant here at the Ram bar. What the hell? All right, you got the tail end of a chant for the Seahawks right down here in Ram Nation. There's fist fights, all kinds of bloodshed. All right, I got a podcast back home, so let's do one more of that Seahawks chant, huh? Yeah. Yeah.
We ready?
Yeah, we ready?
Seahawks! 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 Seahawks!
See, we travel. We travel. All right, we're in the line to get in. Obviously, rookies here. It's taken about 20 minutes just to get into the stadium. People are starting the Seahawks chant, getting shut down right away from the Rams Nation. Whatever they're calling themselves. Now we got some people thinking that it's like who let the dogs out? Rams? I don't know. Kind of weak. Whatever. A lot of anxious fans just trying to get through the security here. This is the reception the Hawks got. All right, this is the scene at the end of the first series. The Rams.
Thank you. We always have something for them Seahawks.
Yeah, they're supposedly going to go for the field goal, but you never know. They got something up their sleeve. We'll see. They got the field goal. Early points. Got some work to do. All right, Rawls just ran for a first. We're in the strike zone. Let's do this. Oh, so damn close, so damn close. Second quarter, 14:54 on the clock. The Rams Nation is scared. Crowd's getting a little tense just here. Got some Seahawk chants and then some big time boos from the Rams, but really helped us anyways. The noise we wanted to make on third down. I want you guys to remember this chant for December. Yeah, they were chanting Seahawks suck here a second ago. Now I'm getting a little heckled here by a few adoring fans.
We still like you though.
Thank you.
Hawks were very well represented, though. Did you see that when they made that play? I mean, this place lit up. That was the loudest it was all day.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a long drive to LA to Woodland Hills tonight.
It still comes down to the fact that Seahawks only scored 3 points. You can't win
3 points.
3 points.
Yeah, this offense isn't gonna work. We gotta do something.
That was Brian down live at the Los Angeles Rams game, and it was a tough loss for us. But hey, like I said before, That was the Rams' Super Bowl right there. Every time they play us, it's their Super Bowl. We got the rest of the season to look forward to. First down. How you feeling today, Jacob?
Pretty tough coming off a week 2 loss especially against the Los Angeles Rams, who are in our division. There were definitely some bad things in that game, but there was a couple good things I think we can take away from that game.
Definitely. We're all about the good here on Talking 12. So.
That's right. And let's just say John Ryan is a fantastic punter.
Seven punts Sunday for 40 yards average. Mm-hmm. Not bad.
Not bad.
Player of the game vote right there.
Exclusive.
Some news this week: Seahawks were fined $40,000 as a team, and Pete Carroll himself was fined $200,000 for field contact between players on June 6th at an organized team activity. They lose 3 days of OTAs, and I think the biggest blow is a 5th-round draft pick.
Yeah, definitely for us because we are very good at drafting in that area.
I mean, people like Cam Chancellor, Richard Sherman, Luke Wilson were all taken in the 5th round, so that could be a pretty big shot to us. But
yeah, I was listening to John Clayton the other day, and he was very surprised about it because he was there the day they got fined for, and he said that Pete Carroll made all the players take their helmets off so they could calm down because they were getting a little rowdy and starting fights, and he said Pete Carroll did everything he could to try to calm it down, and the league still finds a way to come down on us. Go figure. Lots of Seattle love. Second down. Now let's talk about some injuries that came out of week 2. What do you got for us, Jacob?
Well, we had Doug Baldwin go down with a knee injury. Everyone was kind of scared when that happened, but he had an MRI. Everything came back negative, and he said he's feeling good. So
thank goodness.
Also, we had Tyler Lockett, who got dinged up during the game. I know everyone saw him come back in and catch that 55-yard bomb from Russell Wilson, which looked like a pretty promising fourth quarter drive. But
one foot away. The guy just barely caught his foot for that tackle. Otherwise, he was gone for a touchdown, which would have changed our outcome tremendously.
Definitely. Also, Thomas Rawls, during the game, he was kicked in the leg and sustained a leg contusion.
Ah, nice. Nothing like metal cleats.
Yeah, but I think everything should be fine for him to return next week. So
that's good because we're going to need all those guys.
Definitely.
For sure.
But Christine Michael had a pretty good game, I'd say.
He did. He looked pretty good. I mean, as far as offense goes, which overall looked pretty not good, Christine Michael looked good.
6 yards per carry. Anytime your halfback comes in, takes 6 yards for every carry. That's pretty good.
And that's 2 weeks in a row he's done that too. So
yeah.
If we could just find a way to get a rhythm with that 6 yards per carry, that would be great. Third down. All right, let's go on to Russell Wilson. Latest news on him.
He didn't look too solid in the game. Definitely looked like that ankle was still bothering him. Couldn't really get a lot of power into his throws. But, I mean, he didn't do terrible. He threw away balls when he knew he should have. He slid to be safe, which he always does. But even though he was hurt, he still played smart.
He didn't throw a terrible interception like he did week 1.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I thought Russell Wilson looked pretty good. You think about it, his biggest plays always come when he's twisting and turning around 2 or 3 times. I've heard people say, if he's hurt, make him sit down and bring in Boykin. Well, Boykin looked pretty good during the preseason, but it's a little different out there when the real season starts. So I'm happy with how Russell Wilson played. He ran a couple yards. He got some little gains, and, he just – and we all know Russell Wilson. Next week, look out because – if we're unsatisfied with how things are going, how he's feeling about it. So he's going to be putting in his work, and he's going to come out, and I think he's going to shred up some 49ers.
It's definitely hard when you have someone like that who runs and who's a running type quarterback because it's frustrating to not see him get out of the pocket, especially with the offensive line we had struggling in that game. And
definitely. All right, so, yeah, we kind of went over – how the offense looked. So performance. One thing I will say is that Russell Wilson's passes, 22 for 35, were very spread out. We got, Lockett with 4 catches, which I'm telling you, as far as offense goes, Lockett is going to be amazing this year. I can feel it. Every one of those passes were 25-plus yards almost. So, but Tyler Lockett got 4, Jimmy Graham caught 3, Paul Richardson 3, Christian Michael 3, Doug Baldwin 3, Thomas Rawls 3. So there's one person that they can guard. So I'm feeling really good about that.
It's not very often you see Jimmy Graham with 3 catches. It's usually 1 or 2 per game for about 40 yards. But yeah, it was nice to see him get involved in the game also. Paul Richardson with a couple catches. We haven't seen much of him yet this season, and it was nice to see him get a couple catches yesterday.
Yeah, he got to come in when Doug Baldwin was hurt, so that was good to see some playing time from him. 4th down. On to defense. What did you see from our defense again?
Overall, our defense was it was pretty solid. I mean, we only allowed 9 points, and we gave our offense all the tools to win that football game, and we just couldn't convert. But I feel like our defensive backs were struggling a little bit to kind of stay on those speedy Ram receivers.
Yeah, I overall, I think our defense is looking great. I mean, if you hold someone to 9 points, you're having an amazing game. I mean, that's just bottom line. This is a scoring league now, so they were talking about last year we were the number 1 scoring defense in the league for the 4th year in a row, and last year we gave up, what was it? I think it was 17 points per game. We're about half that right now, so you can't blame anything on the defense. I'm telling you that right now.
And even though we let the Rams drive down, we still played our defense when needed it most, which is in red zone, only holding them to field goals. So that was really nice to see too.
Yeah, and you hit the nail on the head last week when you said the Rams are always tough against us. They are. I don't know why they're the thorn in our sides, but they know us well. They play us well, as much as I hate to give them that credit. But I think our defense really stepped up well.
Rams always seem to have our number.
Punt return game was not there at all. We never got to return a punt or a kick, so nothing to speak of for special teams, really.
I mean, you think about the LA Rams, and that's their first game in LA, first regular season game in LA. You got all those fans there, and just the hype was so much that I think it might have gotten to us a little bit of all the hype and whatnot. But
yeah, so we're trying to get positives out of this. It was a tough loss. We were all pretty unhappy at the end of the game, but you look deeper and you find stuff that worked. And I don't think the offensive line played terrible. I thought they played okay. We definitely still need a lot of work. I mean, we played okay for us, not for the Dallas Cowboys line, but overtime. All right, do you have yourself a player of the game today?
My player of the game, a little different. Not someone who played the whole game, but played a good amount of the game, was Frank Clark. He was putting a lot of pressure on the quarterback. I don't know. He had at least a sack, didn't he?
He had 2 sacks.
2 sacks.
Yeah.
And making the quarterback throw when he doesn't want to, and putting a lot of pressure in those A and B gaps to
Frank Clark, and then again Cassius Marsh made himself noticed. It's tough call on him when he got the face mask. His fingers slipped into the hole in the top, and he didn't use it to tackle him. But when they see the fingers go in there, they automatically call it. Sucks because that was a huge play right there. I think I'm going to go for a tie for play of the game. We're going to go with KJ Wright and Bobby Wagner. Our linebackers are playing awesome. That's the brightest spot right now, I think, besides for the young guys, Clark and Cassius Marsh, that our veteran linebackers are doing their jobs all day long.
Our defense only held Todd Gurley 51 yards. He's always a really big threat to teams, so it was nice to only have him run 51 yards.
Yeah, and that's on 19 carries, so you're talking 2.5 yards. That's good. He's supposed to be one of the best running backs in the league. I dropped him on fantasy last year, so I don't really want to talk about it, but but yeah, so that was a good job for that. All right, next week we have the 49ers coming to town. I know Jacob has good memories of that. 49ers playing in the clink.
Definitely. I got to witness the NFC Championship game when Richard Sherman had the tip. That was a very fun game. Never hugged so many strangers in my life, man. Let me tell you what.
Yeah, that was a great game. Perfect ending. Brings back good memories. The 49ers are kind of a shell of that team. But they still got Colin Kaepernick sitting on the bench, so that's the main thing. Well, what do you know about the 49ers this year?
They aren't playing too well so far this year. But you know what? Us against 49ers is always a good game. Whether they're good or bad, it's always fun to watch. It's always one of those rivalries where you really want to win that game. And sometimes I think our team maybe overlooks some teams like that. So I think we still need to play good to win this game.
Well, we got to play better than we did the first 2 weeks, for sure.
Definitely.
Well, do you have any predictions on this week? What's going to happen?
I think we're going to come out next week firing. It's hard to say with those first two games, but we're home. We got the fans behind us. Russell's had a couple weeks to heal. Took a couple shots last week, but I think he's going to do nothing but improve. And if I'm going to make a score prediction, I'm going to say 21-6.
Oh, Darryl Bevel, I'm begging you. First down, the first time we get the ball, I want a 50-yard pass to lock it down the sideline. Please, Bevel, do it for me. I've been a little frustrated with our opening calls, which I mean, Russell Wilson's hurt. I understand, but I just really early want to take a shot downfield, and Tyler Lockett has more than proved that he is up for that task, being the streaker down the sideline and catching the deep ball. That if we do that, it's going to open up our run game early, and I think we need to do that so much. I'm not a professional offensive coordinator, but, I think I am sometimes.
It's definitely frustrating to have a 3rd and long about 3 times a drive.
Yeah, that hurts.
And then, of course, one of those that you don't get, and then you have to punt it away.
It's not so bad when Russell Wilson makes 3 spins and then throws a 60-yard pass, but right now it's pretty frustrating because it's 3rd and long. We know it. The other team knows it. We're going to do a draw play that's going to go for 3 yards, and we're going to punt the ball. So, I'm looking for a lot more things this week. I think Russell Wilson is not going to let that happen again. He is definitely, I'm expecting a little breakout game, even for him being limped up. Hopefully his ankle's feeling a little bit better. I'm gonna say that we're gonna win this game 28-7. So
27?
Yeah, 28-7. We need it. We need a good blowout like that. We need to the heart attack kids. But I'll tell you what, last week when we had the ball and we're driving down, was there any doubt in anyone's mind that we were going to score a touchdown and win that game by 1 point?
Not at all.
Not at all. Not 1 point. And I'm not going to get on Christian Michael's case for fumbling the ball. It was his only fumble of the game. It came at a terrible time. But, they give him a chance to make up for it this week.
I mean, he's been holding that rock good all season, all preseason, and yeah, it was just a shame. He did get nailed though.
Yeah, the helmet right on the ball. So, I mean, there's nothing you can do. The only thing the coach has said is, make sure you get your pads lower than their pads, and it's hard when you're falling, getting tackled, and it happens. It definitely happens to everybody, the best of them.
There's one thing the Seahawks are good at. It's moving on to the next game. They take the bads and learn from their mistakes, and they'll be ready next week for the game.
I know I'm ready. All right, I think that's about all we have for you today. We got Jason and Jacob from the Talking 12 studio here, and we will be back next week after Game 3 against the 49ers.
Everyone follow us on Twitter at Talking12s. Me and Jason will be posting live updates all about the Seahawks game and our thoughts on the game.
And also subscribe to our YouTube page, also called Talking 12s. Thanks for listening.
Go Hawks.
Powering down all systems. Initiating system sequence shutdown.